So I had prayed and asked, what is true religion? And I was given the answer to visit the orphans and widows in their affliction or where they were hurting. And I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know what God wanted it to look like for me. And He might lead you differently. It might not look exactly like this because there's so many different types of orphans and widows in affliction in this world. But this is how He led me and gave me directives to change my heart and to mold my life so that I could help the people who I was destined to and am destined to. He told me to grab a box of food from the food room because we had banana boxes, a bunch of banana boxes, and a bunch of candy from the food shelf that we got extremely cheap, and a bunch of other stuff. So I grabbed it and I filled up a box and I went downtown to the 16th Street Mall. And at the 16th Street Mall, I started giving candy out and food out and snacks out to the homeless. Now, God told me, don't go there to preach at them. Don't go there trying to think that you know what to say or how to help them. Go there with a gentle and kind spirit that is willing to learn, a humble spirit that does not believe that knows everything, that I know everything, or that I have anything even worthy to share. Simply go and love on them and give them food and take in what you can. So that's what I did. Started going down to 16th Street Mall and started to give food to people. And, it was amazing. After a while, the homeless that I was giving food to would recognize me and would know that I had food. And I would have people yelling at me half a block down saying, "Jesse, Jesse." And I'd turn around and here's one of my friends, one of my buddies, somebody who I had grown to love and really cared for and was out giving food to. And they would say, "Jesse," they'd run up to me and say, "Jesse, I haven't eaten in 3 days. Do you have any food?" And I'd turn around and say, "Yeah, brother. Yeah, here. Yeah, sister. I got food." And I'd hand them a big handful of food. And what would happen every time if they were with people, they'd turn around and say to their friends, "Look, guys, we have food." And they would start divvying up the food that I gave them to their friends. People who hadn't eaten for 3 days would turn around and give the food that I had given them to their friends. And I just couldn't understand this. I was from middle class white suburbia. I had never been without food. And I was taught that everything that I have is because I worked for it and that I was supposed to keep it. I had never learned to give away what I had. I had learned that if people didn't have something, it was because they didn't work for it and that they needed to work harder to get it. But here were these people who hadn't eaten and were giving their food away to others, and it really touched and changed my heart. It transformed me as a person, and it showed me the love of Christ in others that was a higher form of the love of Christ than I was even willing to live out at that point. All of this food that I was giving away wasn't mine. It was the church's. I didn't buy it. I didn't work for it. The priest of the church did. And I had never given my own food away. And so I was really, really, really honored to see this and to realize that there was improvement that was needed in my life. There was a portion of me that needed to learn how to share the things that I had worked for and that I was given. I had given away everything once, but that was different. That was because I had read a commandment that told me to, and I felt like I was doing the right thing by following it. This that they were doing was coming not from a commandment of God that they had read and was trying to follow, but from the very love that they had in their hearts for the people who were behind them, for their friends that didn't have food when they did. And I would stop them and say, whoa, 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 hold on a second. Now stop. You guys, I've got a whole box of food. There's more than enough for all of your friends. And I would start giving all of their friends food so that they could keep what they had. Little did I know that they would still go throughout the city and pass out the food that they were unable to eat right then. And little did I know that this was sending word out into the homeless community about what I was doing. And it was creating an entire population of the community that was starting to understand that I was out there and that I was going out there every day after reading my Bible for 8 hours or so. I went from reading 18 hours a day to reading 8 hours a day, and then going out and experiencing life on the streets with my newfound homeless friends and community for 8 or 10 hours before heading back to the church. And so this and that, seeing that really, really, really changed me and gave me power to continue on and to want to go back out there every single day, to want to help people. So I think this is a good place to stop for now. And we'll get into a little bit more later. All right. Really appreciate you guys. And thanks for listening to the story of my life. Part of a story in my life. Thank you. All right. Peace be with y'all. See ya.